Hello everyone, we're here again. I was live just a few hours ago and yeah, very sad news, but staying hopeful that today will be the day that we get some news that at least can be can't even speak, that can begin the justice process. Michael Vaughan has been gone far too long. And although I've wanted to remain hopeful for the last, how many months is it? 15 months? It's difficult to remain hopeful after all that time. I applaud Brandy, Michael's mother, for staying hopeful and being as positive as anybody can be about bringing Michael home. Incredible strength shown by Brandy, Tyler, and the rest of the Vaughan family. Shame on those who've spent the last few months berating them, but I'm not going to talk about that in this stream. I'm going to keep this stream to facts, what we know so far. It's currently 3 p.m. for me here in the UK, and I believe it will be 8 a.m. in Fruitland, Idaho. So I'll catch people up on what has happened. If you missed my live, which was, I started my live at 5:15 a.m. my time. If you missed that, I'm going to catch you up and we'll take it from there. The search is going to start again this morning. I saw somewhere on Twitter that they're starting searching again at 9:30 this morning, which will be in an hour and a half's time, I think. So there's no news from law enforcement as of yet. They stopped searching yesterday evening and they're resuming again today. So there's no updates from law enforcement. So if you hear just for an update from law enforcement, I'm afraid there isn't one. But it was all up in the air. Last time I was live, people were reporting the wrong address. So we're going to clarify some of those facts and make sure that we're all covering this case in as factual basis as possible. But there's obviously still a lot of things up in the air. We don't know exactly what's going on. We don't know what the tip was that instigated this search. We don't know any of that as of yet. So I'm going to catch you up first of all, and then we'll see where we go. I think what I'll probably do is Daughter of Scotland member for 16 months. Please let today be the day. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think what I'll do is I'll spend a couple of hours with you today here, and then I'll take a break and then I'll come back later and hopefully there will be more news then. But like I said, this live, just going to keep it factual and get us all up to speed, everybody on the same page. So I'm going to start with the news report that started all of this. Just let me get it up. Here we go. Oh, no, that's my stream. This one. Right, share my screen. All right. Candalee, Woodward Stone, member for 7 months. Prayers, Michael is brought home. Yeah, I mean, at least if the news is bad, and I'm not playing that yet. If the news is bad, at least if there's answers, then Michael can be laid to rest in a dignified manner and the justice process can begin. But we're going to take this slowly. I've got all day if necessary. Like I said, I'll probably sign off, take a break and come back later. But yeah, we'll start with this. This is from KTVB News, News Channel 7. And And I'm sorry, I was distracted by Amanda saying Navi had an excellent video about this morning. To be honest, I haven't watched any YouTube this morning. I've been putting together information for this live and making sure that I had the facts as we know them. So I haven't watched anybody else's coverage as of yet. Okay, so I'm going to mute out, play this. It's 4 minutes. But for those who don't know what on earth is going on, then this will fill you in on what's going on. All right.
And thank you for joining us here on the Saturday News at 5. I'm Shira Matzazao, and we begin with breaking news out of Fruitland. That's where multiple law enforcement agencies are at a home right now. Fruitland police say it's all in connection with the search for missing Fruitland boy Michael Vaughan. And this is where that search is happening. Take a look at a map there. It's at a home in Fruitland, just about 4 minutes away from Michael's home. Our crews on scene say it's just across the street in another neighborhood. And that's where KTVB's Morgan Romero and Alex Duggan join us live from. And you both have been out there for hours. What are you seeing?
Yeah, Shira, we have been out here for several hours. We have seen law enforcement, search and rescue crews digging through a backyard behind me. You can see a piece of the fence removed over there, as well as a tree cut down. They've been using heavy machinery to dig in that backyard. And Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Huff confirms they are searching for Michael Vaughan's remains. They got a very credible lead, as he called it, that led them to this backyard. And again, we saw that heavy machinery working earlier. We actually went into the backyard of this house behind us to look at that. And you know, Alex, when they stopped using that heavy machinery, there were several people in that backyard just kind of sitting there. It was eerily quiet. Chief Huff telling us that they've been out here since last night. Tell us what else we know.
Well, Morgan, Huff said that they haven't found anything as of now, but they're going to keep searching and excavating for his remains. They obtained a search warrant to search the premises. They came out here at 9:30 this morning to start over again. And, you know, Idaho State Police, Idaho Search and Rescue have been out here along with the Fruitland Police Department. They have canines in the backyard. And, you know, they said in a press conference earlier this summer that a lead had placed them back into the Fruitland area.
Yeah, and at this time, you know, again, they have not found anything, but Chief Huff telling us that they are going to be out here for as long as it takes. They're going to be out here well into the evening. And since Michael Vaughan disappeared back on July 27th, 2021, they have received around 1,200 leads. They have cleared many of them, some of them, like this one, considered very credible. Chief Huff also telling us that a couple lives inside that home that we're showing you. And he says right now he doesn't know of any connection that he's aware of between the Vaughan family and this couple who lives inside the home. But as we were out here in this neighborhood earlier, speaking with several neighbors, they told us they haven't seen anything like this in their neighborhood. They're really shocked. Take a listen.
I've been in New Plymouth at a family thing, and I came home and my wife called me and said, yeah, there's something going on behind the house. I live over off the block behind them.
Okay.
And I had heard some activity over there.
He said he heard activity, and that's what we heard when we were out here earlier too. Alex, you've been out here since around 1 o'clock this afternoon. What else did you see?
You know, neighbors' homes have already been searched. The neighbor we talked to said that his home was already searched. He allowed them into their home. They searched his garage. They searched everything. And he told me that they showed him a picture of a scooter, a kid's scooter, and they might have been looking for that. And that's what he thought, you know, he found very interesting was that he said he hadn't seen it.
And as Shira said earlier, the parents' home only 4 minutes away, and that is the area on Southwest 9th Street in Fruitland where Michael Vaughan, also affectionately referred to as Monkey, was last seen. And as we've been covering this story, there have been searches across the country, his picture, his information on the side of semi-trucks all over the country, just searching for him. And the fact that we are back here just 4 minutes away from the parents' home, perhaps looking for his remains, as Chief Huff said, just shows, you know, how close to home this situation really was. We will continue to stay out here all evening, and we will continue to keep updated on air and online. You can follow both Alex and I on Twitter and go to ktvb.com to read more about that background information. Shira.
Yeah, I know you both have been staying on top of this for us, and we'll be sure to check back in with you. And
Okay, so that was yesterday. We're going to get into who lives at that house. We're going to get into the house itself. We're not literally going to get into the house. We're not going to break into the house. But yeah, I wasn't clear earlier on who the people were. I didn't want to dox anyone unnecessarily. So even though people were telling me in chat that these are the people, I wanted to spend some time and actually check out all the information and make sure that I was giving information that was as correct as it can be. Obviously, this is an ongoing situation. This is one that is rapidly developing, and there's been no update from law enforcement. So we're kind of piecing together things that we know based on, searches on the internet and so on. But I do believe that I think there will be some answers soon. I really do. Holy moly, welcome to membership to the Secret Agents Club. Good to have you. We've got Cecile, who's given $19.99. I'm trying to keep everybody up to date. I'm trying as well as I can. And thank you so much, Blasimo, for the, what currency is that? Australian dollars, $30.99 Australian dollars. Thank you so much. That's very generous. All right. So where is this home? It's here. I'll get the map up in a minute. This is on the slideshow, so I can't zoom in, but I'll get the map up in a minute. Michael lives down here. It'll be easier once I get the map up, and it's just 4 minutes away here. That's where they're searching. So let's get the map up here. Show you the house. All right, get rid of that. Oh, I didn't want to get rid of that. I wanted to get rid of that one. All right. Share screen. Here we go. StreamYard is so clunky. All right, let's zoom out. So this is the house. 1102 Red Wing Street, Fruitland. This is where they've been searching. It's this corner house here. There was a lot of talk yesterday, kind of that initial kind of splurge of information that it was the home of a registered sex offender. That is not the case. This is not the home of a registered sex offender. There is someone who is registered, but it's not the people that are the subject to scrutiny here. So that initial, it's understandable. It's absolutely understandable that people would look at the street. They'd look at are there any registered sex offenders on that street? Yes, there is. It's easy to jump to that conclusion. But these people are not sex offenders. However, they are currently in custody, but not for the disappearance or anything to do with the disappearance of Michael as of yet, but they are in custody, which is very, very interesting. All right, so just spin this around and zoom out just a little bit and just show you just how close it is to Michael's home. It's shockingly close to Michael's home. All right, so Michael lives here on Southwest 9th Street, right here in this corner. And this is the property that is being searched. So the whole of yesterday, I think the tip came in on Friday. From what I can understand, the tip came in on Friday. They spent the whole day yesterday excavating that yard. So they took the fence down to get the heavy equipment in. They had cadaver dogs there. I'm going to get into that. who am I in custody for what? We're going to get into that. So to have that amount of activity, to have heavy machinery, excavation, with the belief, because that's the only thing that has come out from law enforcement, that they are searching for Michael's remains as a result of a credible tip. So that's all we've heard from law enforcement. We haven't heard any names, but, you know, it's a process of deduction, really. But like I said, this is a rapidly changing situation. So, you know, if we find that there's something else going alongside, there's other people involved, then obviously they've not come to light as of yet. All right, so let's just take a look at the street view. I've been walking around this neighborhood this morning, you know, like you do on Google. So if we drop us into the corner here, it says Mallard Street. It's weird, but this is definitely the right house. And it's this corner property here, I believe. 1102. And it calls it Mallard Street, but I'm reliably informed that it is actually this house. And this is where the search has been taking place. And you can see, if you just go around the corner here, that's the fence. And they've took some of these panels off to get the machinery in. So I'm confident that this is the right house. Very confident that this is the right house. And if you look, I'm not sure you can see it. Oh, stop doing that. It's so annoying. It's trigger happy. Is Google Maps. I don't know whether you can see the image date, the image capture date, when we go down to Street View. It's from September 2021. If you look in the bottom right-hand corner, right at the bottom, it says image capture September 2021. So that's just 2 months after Michael disappeared. And you can see a vehicle in the driveway there of this property. And it's not a white Honda Pilot. Now, for those unfamiliar with the case, we're going to get into what we mean by the white Honda Pilot. The person that they released from CCTV, and I'm still waiting to see if there's any connection at all between this property and the tips or the information that law enforcement have put out already. It could literally be that the information that law enforcement were wanting, you know, they wanted to find the white Honda Pilot. They wanted to identify a man that was seen walking very close to Michael's home at the time Michael disappeared, who'd not come forward. They wanted to find those people, or that vehicle and that person. But we don't know whether those were just pieces of information that law enforcement come out literally just so that they could eliminate them from their inquiries, or whether there's actually any connection with them. We don't know that as of yet. We don't know as of yet. But let me just answer a couple of questions here in the chat. Thank you so much for the $9.99. The RSO house next door to the search looks like a halfway house. I don't know whether it is or not. I don't know the answer to that. But I really don't know the answer to that. Could be the case. Could absolutely be the case. Yeah. It could be that they were friendly. It's a couple, a man and a woman. And what has happened in past cases where abductions have occurred is the woman approaches the child, and children tend to let their guard down quicker with women than men. It's sad but true. Probably the most famous case where this occurred here in the UK was the Moors murderers back in the 60s. Ian Brady and Myra Hindley. And Ian Brady was an utter sadist, absolutely horrible, rotten person. And his girlfriend, Myra Hindley, used to approach children and befriend them. And they'd let the guard down with her because she was a young woman, pretty, stylish. They'd let the guard down with her. And she'd take them and they'd be murdered. You know, one little boy, his remains are out there on Saddleworth Moor, which is not too many miles away from here. Still, Keith Bennett, his remains have never been recovered 50 odd years later. It was a terrible case. So it's not unusual in stranger abductions, and stranger abductions are rare. We have to say this, stranger abductions are rare, but where there's a woman involved, the woman tends to be the one that approaches the child. But we don't know. That's just obviously just a speculation based on previous cases. It could absolutely be that the Honda Pilot has got absolutely nothing to do with it. It might just be a vehicle that was, I'll show you it actually. This was the white Honda Pilot that they were looking for. It was suspicious because it was cruising the neighbourhood. And if you look at Michael's neighbourhood, kind of this small area here, oh, you can't see my cursor, can you? But this, where Michael lives, right at the bottom of this map, it's a kind of very enclosed, very quiet, semi-rural area. And this Honda Pilot was cruising around that small neighbourhood and was caught on surveillance. So it came into the neighbourhood at something past 6, and it left at 6:47. And if you look at the timeline, the time that the Honda Pilot was last seen is slap bang in the middle of the 20-minute window that law enforcement said was the crucial time that Michael went missing, between 6:40 and 7 p.m. So it made absolute sense that this Honda Pilot was crucial, you know, even if it's just to eliminate that from the inquiries. There was another vehicle as well at the same time when the Honda Pilot information came out, and this was very early on in the case. There was another vehicle as well that was cruising around that was a blue Dodge Avenger, but law enforcement clarified much later that they'd found out who that belonged to. So it was just the white Honda Pilot, this vehicle here, and it's this exact vehicle. And then at the press conference that they did in July to mark the year that Michael was missing, they released this footage at their July press conference. And it's this man here. So a slim young man. Well, he looks young. I mean, I don't know. It could be. You can't see his face. So it strikes me as a young man. I don't know. Black shorts, white t-shirt, black trainers or boots, black hat, at least a dark coloured hat. And he looks like he's talking on the phone. In the left-hand picture, looks like he's talking on the phone. He could just be scratching his ear, but that was the person that they wanted to trace. Now, again, he could be completely innocent. He could be somebody that they wanted to find because he's not come forward. And he doesn't look like the man, the build of him anyway, it doesn't look like the man who lives at this address. Well, he lived at this address before he went to jail. So let's get into who these people are who lived at this address. All right, so their names are, hold on, add that to stream. Their names are Stacey and Sarah Wanderer. Those are the names. Now, in my last live, excuse me, I'm just going to take my top off. It's really hot. It's like unseasonably warm. I've got a t-shirt on underneath for anybody who thinks Michelle's going to take her top off. What's going on? No, I've got a t-shirt on. I had a t-shirt and a top on top of it. Too hot. Can I get closer to that man? Looks like he had a leg tattoo. He did. He does. It does look like he has a leg tattoo. I mean, I can't zoom in on this picture because this is a slideshow that's uploaded to StreamYard. But I have zoomed in on the picture and it does look like there's something on his leg. However, it could just be shading. Don't know. It's not OnlyFans, Jen. I know it's not OnlyFans. Thank God for that. And it's not Tyler. Oh, so many people said that was Tyler Vaughan. It's not Tyler Vaughan. Tyler Vaughan was seen on CCTV. Tyler Vaughan's whereabouts have been checked, double checked, triple checked. He went to the splash pad. He drove to the splash pad looking for Michael and drove around the neighborhood looking for Michael. We know that this is not Tyler Vaughan because people just wanted to believe that it was. They really did. White Honda is next door. Is it? Is it? That's a Kia. We're looking at people's vehicles who are completely innocent. I mean, looking on Google Street View for a vehicle, you know, you kind of have to be lucky because this is a stationary image. The image capture was from September 2021. So until Google updates it, you know, it hasn't changed. And you see, the thing is, white cars are very, very common. White Hondas are very, very common. It's just strange that this white Honda Pilot was cruising the neighborhood. I mean, that looks like, I don't know whether that's a Honda. Let me zoom in. It looks similar, but I don't know. I'm not a car freak, so I can't tell you whether that's a Honda. Look, it says Jeep, I think, on it there. Does it? But yeah, cruising Google Street View to try to find vehicles usually isn't successful because they could own, you know, the neighbors could own that car and it just not be there at the time that this image capture happened. Okay, so these guys are the ones. So Stacey is the male, Sarah is the female, obviously. And these pictures are taken from their social media. They're only a young couple. They're only in their 30s. And they were actually sharing pictures of Michael. They've been sharing pictures of Michael. They've been talking about him online. Yeah, it's a Jeep. Yeah, I think it is. I think it says Jeep on it. Why have you never heard? You never heard of him? I've got a whole playlist on him. So I've talked about him quite a lot. Even when it's videos not solely about him, I've included him a lot. Yeah, I think you're the only one with no sound. I'm not muted. Yeah, his name is Stacy. Yeah, just mess about with your volume, the person D. Just mess about with your volume. I'm not going to make any comments about them, their appearance. However, I kind of can see what you can see, maybe, but I'm not going to. They just look like a young couple who are wrong-uns, and they are wrong-uns. They are wrong-uns. Because Stacey, the male, has been in jail since May, and Sarah has just been taken into custody a few days ago. As far as I can understand the court documents. I know. Hey, Navi's in. Stacey went as far as to upload his profile picture with monkeys. I know. I saw that. Yeah. They were sharing. No, there's nothing suspicious, is there, about people who are 4 minutes away in the neighborhood sharing pictures of a missing child. There's nothing strange about that, is there? So that's not going to raise any red flags at all with anybody, because we want people to share, whether it's in your local area or whether it's 1,000 miles away or however many thousand miles away I am. You know, when you've got a child that's been abducted, they could literally have been taken anywhere. They could literally be alive somewhere in the world. They've been smuggled away. It's possible. It's not very, it doesn't happen often, but it does happen. So there's nothing unusual about people in that local area. I'm sure there was loads of neighbours and plenty of people sharing. What are they charged with? Going to get into that in a second. So I found this. This was a company that was owned by Stacey and Sarah. So this links them to that address. Because if you look up on the kind of the, you know, like been verified and things like that, it gives other names for people who live there. So what I can understand is that this was their mailing address. That's what I understand. Now, presumably they live there and they were renting it off someone. I'm presuming that. But this links them. So they had a business in Ontario, which is just over the state line. It's very close. It's like literally a few minutes drive, but it's over the state line in Oregon. They had a business. It's since dissolved. That business isn't a thing anymore. And yeah, this links that address. So what I wanted to find is a link between Stacey and Sarah and that address. So company information is that link. Right. So been verified, and I checked another site, wasn't helpful, but company information tends to be so. Okay, so what have they been charged with? Now I'm going to have to come out of this and share my whole screen for this. I tried to upload it as a document onto StreamYard so I won't have to mess around, but it didn't like it. It doesn't let me zoom in, and I can't read it when it's just when it's tiny. So I'm gonna have to share my whole screen for this, which I don't like doing because then I can't see the chat. However, I can see the chat on my other screen. Okay. All right. Where are my documents? There they are. All right. So this has been shared quite a lot on social media. So these are just screenshots that I've kind of put together in a PDF. And what I can't find is page 5. So if anybody's, I've got these off Twitter. People have sent me these by email, and they've all just been 4 pages. Where is page 5? Has anybody got page 5? If anybody's got page 5, I'm going to put I don't normally do this, but I'm going to put my email in chat. The reason why I don't do it is because I get tons of spam and stuff, and my inbox is overloaded as it is. If anybody's got page 5, I'll turn my emails on. That might help. I don't even normally turn my emails on. What have we got here? Oh, Navi's been emailing me. Link here. Looks like a newer model. Hold on a minute. Okay. She's at a Honda. I'm going to get distracted. This is the thing. Oh, and everybody can see because I'm sharing my whole screen. So I'll check that in a minute when I'm not on my whole screen. All right. So if anybody's got page 5, if you can send it to me, that would be useful. Okay, so this is a court document. I've got 4 out of the 5 pages, as I've said. And this was a motion for detention. So this is a motion that was put through the court back in May. United States of America versus Stacey James Wanderer. So we all miss this. We all miss this. I mean, this just came as a complete shock to me that, you know, when a child is abducted by a stranger, as I said in my live a few hours ago, it does tend to be somebody very, very local. That's, you know, that stranger abductions are the minority. When a child goes missing, there's tons of reasons why they go missing. Stranger abductions are rare. However, they do happen. And when they happen, it tends to be somebody very close by. And if it turns out that this is indeed where Michael has been, then it's just been 4 minutes away from home. It's heartbreaking. Okay, so this is a detention hearing authorised to determine whether any condition or combination of conditions will reasonably assure the appearance of the defendant as required and the safety of any other persons and the community, because this case involves circumstances outlined in, and then whatever this statute is here. Now, these, if I'm understanding this correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, I do leave my lives up, Sally. I do leave my lives up. Yeah, I do leave my lives up. Donna, Sally. Yeah, so go and run your errands, go and do whatever you need to do, and then you can come back and pick up where you left off. Okay, so this is a motion to determine whether this person should be detained or not, pending trial. Now, it doesn't tell us that they've been charged with all of these things. As I'm reading this, So these are the conditions where somebody would be detained, presumably without bond. The defendant is charged with a crime of violence, as described in that statute. The defendant is charged with sex trafficking of children in violation of that particular statute. The defendant is charged with acts of terrorism, and then the statute. The defendant is charged with an offence for which the maximum sentence is life or death, so that would be things like murder. The defendant is charged with an offence for which a maximum term of imprisonment of 10 years is more is prescribed in the Controlled Substances Act. The defendant is presently charged with a felony, blah, blah, blah. The defendant is charged with a felony that is not a crime of violence, but involves a minor, possession, use of a firearm, destructive device. So those are conditions. It's not that he's been charged with all of these. Those are the conditions for not letting him out. And then a detention hearing is authorised to determine whether any condition or combination of conditions will reasonably assure the appearance of the defendant as required and the safety of any other persons or community because blah, blah, blah. And then we've got checkboxes here. So I'm thinking that they were detained because these applied. So a serious risk exists that the defendant will flee, and a serious risk exists the defendant will obstruct or attempt to obstruct justice, threaten, injure, or intimidate, or attempt to threaten, injure, and intimidate a prospective witness or juror. And then it goes on. There is a statutory rebuttal presumption that no condition or combination of conditions will reasonably assure the safety of any person because the following exist. Is the hate going on in the chat? Hold on. I'm going to, right. Wait a second. Please hold. Let me just go through my chat. Let's have a look here. Right, I'm gonna mod some people if that's okay with you all. Brandy. Oh my word, Brandy. I didn't realize you were in chat. I send you every prayer and every wish, everything. I send you everything. You are so strong, so incredibly strong. Your family have handled this terrible situation with so much composure. And you say it's just stayed so strong and so positive. I can't put into words. But thank you for joining the chat. Chemistry Queen. This is for Stacey. Do we know if these two were arrested in connection with Michael? No, we don't. Stacey has been in jail, as far as I understand it, since May. So he's charged with the offence with the cross in the box. This is a motion for detention. So as I understand it, the things that have been checked are the reasons why he has to stay in jail. Grammar Sherry, I can mod you. I don't know you, but I'll mod you anyway. So I'll mod. Oh, it's just jumped. I'll mod some people that I know are sensible. And all you need to do is just, if there's anything nasty, anything negative towards Brandy or the rest of the family, then please do just, I don't know whether you can delete them. Buglove, I'll mod you. You're in a lot. I mean, you know, I shouldn't have to do this, honestly, should I? People should have common sense and decency. But when I'm kind of busy reading on another screen, I can't see what's going on. Grammar, thank you for the $1.99. Yes, Brandy's in chat. Let's see who else. I'm going to add some more mods. Lana, I'm going to add you as a mod. Is Navi still in chat? I'll add him as a mod as well. Just gives us a few people who can keep their eyes on the chat and just make sure. I think, actually, I don't know. I'm not a mod on anybody's channel, so I don't know whether you can completely block, like ban, or whether you can just time out. I'm not sure. If you can block, if there's any nastiness or anything, you've got my permission just to block them if you can. If not, then time them out. And they're timed out for 5 minutes. I don't know whether Navi's still in chat, but I've got a few mods there now. Shouldn't have to do this. Shouldn't have to stop a live to treat people like children, honestly. But that's the world. That's the world we live in. Daughter of Scotland, you're in a lot. I'll mod you if that's okay. If you don't want to be a mod, you know, it's fine. I'll just unmod you later on. It's just to give you know, the chat a bit of a helping hand. And also what I'll do is I will, it's on subscribers only mode as it stands, but I'll increase the time that somebody's got to be a subscriber, because that just sometimes puts people off. If they've got to have been a subscriber for, let's say, 60 minutes. Custom 60 minutes. So they've got to have been subscribed for 60 minutes to be able to chat. And I'm going to increase slow mode to 25 seconds. So that'll just help us out a little bit more, because there's a lot of people in at the moment. All right. Okay. Back to this. Where was I? There's loads of people saying that they'll mod now. I don't want to add too many mods, because if if it turns out that some of you are you're rogue mods, and you mess around with my chat. No, I'm joking. But when you've got loads and loads and loads of mods, I think it can be difficult. But I can always mod more people if we have issues. If we continue to have issues, I will. Navi's still in chat, is he? Where is he? I'll mod him. All right, if I can find him by doing this. Oh, it doesn't let me mod him doing that. Navi, if you're still in chat, can you just comment? And then I can find you. It's I'm spending too much time on this now. There is a lot of people here. Anyway, right, I'm going to carry on. So if you're a mod, if you've never been a mod before, it allows you. Oh, there we go. Navi's commented. All right. There we go. Oops, the chat jumped. There we go. I think you're a mod now. Right. All right. So if you've never been a mod before, it gives you some options. And if somebody's naughty, you can click on, and I think it gives you some dots. Let me just look. It gives you some dots on the right-hand side. You just hover over those dots, and then you can put people in timeout. But like I said, I'm not sure whether it gives you the option to block them or whether it just gives you the option to time them out. But that's good enough. Timing them out is good enough. Times them out for 5 minutes. You can also drop links in chat. So if there's anything like, I don't know, somebody's channel that I mention, you can just go and grab the channel link and put their link in chat. You can add links. So obviously use your discretion. You can block as a mod, says Holly. That's good. Okay, so if there's any negativity, you have my permission to just block them. No warning, just block them. Just if they're being negative towards Brandy or the rest of the Vaughan family. If they're nasty towards me, right, it's a comment towards me, I don't mind, right? Unless it's really abusive, I don't really mind. Unless it's going to get my channel flagged, and then just put them in a timeout. But if it's negativity towards the family, I'm not having it. I'm just not having it. But to be honest, I didn't see it because I was busy on the other screen. And let's get back to it. All right. So as far as I understand this is a detention motion. It's a motion to detain someone. And these checkboxes are, I think, look, I'm not even in America, let alone in Idaho. So correct me if I'm wrong. If there's any legal eagles in who can say, Michelle, weasels beware, Navi. Yeah, weasels beware. If you can say, no, you're reading it wrong, then please do let me know that I'm reading it wrong. So these two are checked. A serious risk exists that the defendant will flee. So if they let them out on bond, they might flee. Or a serious risk exists that defendant will obstruct or attempt to obstruct justice, or threaten, injure, or intimidate, or attempt to threaten, intimidate, blah, 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 a prospective witness or juror. So kind of denotes that this is not a very nice person. Don't let them out. Keep them till their trial. That's how I'm reading it. That's how I'm reading it. And it says, there's a statutory rebuttal presumption that no condition or combination of conditions will reasonably assure the safety of any other person because the following exists. But this hasn't been checked. But yet, this one has. So I don't really get it. But like I said, I'm not American. And then page 4 says, there is a statutory rebuttal presumption that no condition or combination of conditions, blah, 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 required in the safety of the community because there is probable cause that the defendant committed, and then all of these things. So controlled substances, an offence, under 18, offence, life imprisonment, but none of them are checked. So, and then it stops mid-sentence because there's a page 5. And I want to know what page 5 says. So I'm just going to stop sharing my screen just for a second so that I can check my emails. Not that I've got anything untoward going on in my emails. You can see that I'm a member of the Pets at Home VIP club. I always delete their emails. I'm so glad that I don't check my emails a lot because I get so much spam. So Navi sent me a screenshot of Sarah Wanderer, me sneaking our friend a piece of chocolate. Okay. Weird. But it does show a white vehicle. It doesn't look like the Honda Pilot though. I'll show it you. I'll save it and show it you all. See what you think. And then what else have we got? What else have we got? I certainly can. Can I drop the link? I can drop this link. This has been sent by Lana. If anybody has got anything spare, I know times are tough. Times are really tough for so many people. But this is from the Find Michael Vaughan website. And this is holiday help for the family. So there's an Amazon grocery list. You've got a choice to, I'll just share this. Just share it. Right, what am I doing? Let me just share it. You can see I don't do lives that often, can't you? And it's clunky. I find StreamYard really clunky. Zoom's less clunky, but you have to pay for Zoom. And I can get away, because I don't do lives that often, I can get away with just using the free version of StreamYard, because I've got 2 accounts anyway. So I am just so mean. But anyway, this is the Find Michael Vaughan website. This is holiday help for the family. Many of you have been reaching out asking if you can send a meal or help support the family at this time. Volunteers have set up 2 ways in which you can assist the family. And it's just some basic food, send them a meal. There's an Amazon grocery list there. You can take them a meal. Just little things. So if you've got anything spare whatsoever, and mods, if you can just keep sharing this link every few minutes. I mean, obviously don't spam the chat, but just every few minutes, just keep sharing the link. And you've obviously got my permission to do that. Let's see what else has come in by the old emails. I'm so easily distracted. Okay. Just giving heads up about the TikTok in case not aware. Posted the day Michael went missing. Screenshot of username attached. I remember in Summer's case, you were able to get exact time of TikToks. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. It takes a minute because you have to go into the metadata, Navi. But I can. I'll do that later. I'll have to dig my instructions out. Believe it or not, I'm not a technological whiz kid. I had to work out how to get the exact time that a TikTok was posted by following some instructions from a very useful website. I'll have to find it. I did it for Summer Wells' case. Somebody sent me $20 and I can't find the donation now. Hold on. This chat is moving fast. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dina. Love to Brandy, Tyler, and your entire family. Couldn't agree with that more. Couldn't agree more. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, the evil that's in the world. So that's what's doing the rounds. Now, I don't know why Stacey has been sitting in jail since May. However, what I can tell you is why Sarah is in jail and has been in jail for the last few days. So let's show you. Share my screen again. All right. Okay. So these are screenshots that people have sent me. So thank you to those who've been posting these to me. So this is Sarah Wanderer, and these are her charges: assault, aggravated, unlawful possession of a weapon, evidence destruction, controlled substance possession, and battery. She does, Jessie Cribb. You are absolutely right. Deserves a lot of apologies from a lot of people. You absolutely couldn't agree more. I don't want to talk about that in this stream. I want to give this stream just to the facts that are coming out on this case. I don't want to name any channels or call anyone out. I might do it on another. I might do it on another stream. I might do it on my other channel, not on this channel. I might do it on because there are people who should be giving Brandy, Tyler, Grandpa Bob a huge amount of apologies right now, because the police chief has said that there is no connection that they know of between the house or the people from the house that is currently being searched, its grounds are being searched, and the Vaughan family. No connection that they know of. So Sarah Wanderer here. So intake to whatever jail she's currently sitting in on November the 12th. So just, yesterday, she was booked in. So, did she squeal? I mean, it's just a speculation at this moment in time. If Stacey's been sitting there since May, and then we get this tip, just a speculation, Sarah's taken in. Has she squealed? I don't know, just a speculation. Any updates on the search of the yard, says Cassie. It will currently be, I've been live for an hour now, so it'll currently be, I believe, 9 a.m. in Fruitland, because they are 7 hours behind me. It messed me up a little bit when our clocks changed, and then the clocks didn't change in the US till a week later. It messed me up. So I think I'm 7 hours behind, and it's 4 p.m. for me. So I think it's going to be 9 a.m. And they left. They're back today searching. So not as yet, because it's been overnight. So 9:04 a.m. Right. So I'll keep checking. I'll keep checking to see if there's any updates on Twitter. I'll probably stay on for about another, let's say, half an hour, and then I'll take a break, and then I'll come back later. And obviously, I'll keep checking, and as soon as there are any updates, if there are any updates, I'll go live straight away. I'll have a live scheduled in the background that no one can see. Then I can just literally go live. I don't have to set anything up. I don't have to be disorganized. I can literally just go live. But I probably, if there's no updates, I'll probably wait until quite late my time, so that I can literally just come on, do a quick live, say this is what's happened. We're still waiting for more information, but this is what's happened today. It's 8 a.m. in Nevada. You're Pacific time, though, aren't you? Fruitland, Idaho is Mountain time. Yeah, Stacey's a man. Do you want to see them? Where am I? Grandma Sherry, thank you for becoming a member. Let's go through this timeline. So what happened to Michael? While we wait for updates. So this is my timeline that I put together based on the police, law enforcement updates, and also updates and pieces of information that Brandy gave on live streams and things like that. So Michael was in his house. His dad, Tyler, was babysitting. Brandy was at work. The older brother was in the house. And Michael was playing on his game console. Tyler was distracted. He went to go and change the diaper of the little girl, Michael's sister, who was only 1 at the time. And he was distracted for around 15 or so minutes. In that time, Michael got out of the house. So he was not, he'd done it before, occasionally. He'd done it once before and followed his older brother, and was heading towards the splash pad. So once Tyler realized that Michael was missing, he searched the house, he searched the yard, he went into the workshop, searched the whole house. And then about 7 p.m, he left the house to search the neighborhood. He went straight to the splash pad, which is very close to the home. It's literally 2 minutes walk away, less than 2 minutes walk away. But Michael wasn't there. And after searching the neighborhood, calling Brandy came home. They called the cops at 7:21. So the timeline is very, very tight because we know Michael was seen in the neighborhood. So at 6:37 or thereabouts, a neighbor actually saw Michael and spoke to him and took him back to his home, but didn't take him in. Which is so sad, but benefit of hindsight and all of that. Thank you for becoming a member, Blue Eyes. That's very kind of you. I had another membership pop in as well. Hold on a minute. Grandma Sherry. Oh, I think I said welcome. Welcome to you both anyway. Welcome to the Secret Agents Club. Okay, and then there was I've heard 5 neighbours. It might have been 3 neighbours, but several neighbours also saw him. So he was alive and well. He knocked on neighbours' doors, and they know the direction that he was traveling in, and he was kind of walking. And one neighbor actually saw him stop and put his flip-flop back on, because he was wearing flip-flops. So he couldn't go anywhere really fast because he was wearing flip-flops. And he stopped and put his flip-flop back on. And then at 6:47, this is where the Honda Pilot comes in. So this vehicle here was cruising around the neighborhood. This is why it's so suspicious, cruising the neighborhood. And it was last seen at 6:47. So this is why the Honda Pilot has been on everybody's minds. Is that the vehicle that took him at 6:47 and took him out of the neighborhood? But at the July press conference, Police Chief J.D. Huff said that there was a 20-minute window, just 20-minute window between 6:40 and 7 p.m. is where they estimate nobody had eyes on Michael. So it's that window, just 20 minutes. But if it's somebody local who has been watching small children in the area, then because you see, it's a really safe neighborhood. It's semi-rural, it's quiet. Who wouldn't let their kid go and play on the street, you know? And kids should be safe to go and play in a safe neighborhood. It's crazy. Evil is everywhere. Getting some new memberships here coming in. Hold on a minute. Let me just say hello to you all. Who've we got? Vegan Firefly. Welcome, welcome. Little Bit. Welcome, welcome. Claire. Nancy. Welcome to the Secret Agents Club, you all. Welcome, you all. Welcome to all the new members. Yeah. I mean, at Michael's age, I was allowed to go and play on the street. And I always went that little bit further than I was allowed. But that's what kids do. But these days, it's like there's nowhere safe. Nowhere safe. It's awful. Evil walks among us everywhere. Connie, welcome to the Secret Agents Club. I mean, you know, a kid should, you know, the reason why these little parks and splash pads are set up is so that local kids can entertain themselves, you know, and go and play. Now, I probably wouldn't let a 5-year-old go and play on a park by himself, but outside the house, I mean, yeah, you know, he wasn't allowed. He knew he wasn't allowed out the front. He knew he wasn't allowed out the front. However, you know, kids can do unexpected things, and he wanted to go and play. And he was literally there, and then he wasn't. Neighbours saw him. Neighbours had eyes on him. One neighbour spoke to him, and then he was gone. Just horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. It isn't. So that's the man that they were looking for. His image was released in July. So we don't know if he's got any connection with what's going on at the moment. We don't know whether the Honda Pilot's got any connection with what's going on at the moment. No, the splash pad was, I'll show you where the splash pad was. Hold on a second. So this is Michael's home. So that's Southwest 9th Street. That's the street Michael lives on. The splash pad is just here, Cresswell Park. There. And then the house that's being excavated is here. So it's very close to the splash pad, but it's not the same street. But it looks like a really safe neighborhood. But these are the types of neighborhoods that, unfortunately, predators can live completely undetected. Completely undetected. So, Southwest 9th Street, all Michael would have to do is walk up here, go up this street, and he's right there at the splash pad. If you saw Chris McDonough's video that he actually went to Michael's home and he drove around the neighborhood. If you go and find that live on, it's called The Interview Room, if anybody's unfamiliar, Chris McDonough from The Interview Room, it was a good video. He drove around the neighborhood and he walked around the park and he showed just how close it was from the home to the park. I mean, it's less than a minute to drive. It's only a couple of minutes walk. It's like 0.1 miles or something. But yeah, the splash pad's here, and then the house that's currently being excavated is there. So still very close, in that, all in that little kind of compact neighbourhood, because the main kind of Fruitland, like the main part of Fruitland is here. And then you've got this neighbourhood here, like the opposite side of the highway. It should be nice, semi-rows, covered, like surrounded by farmland. It's kind of similar to where I live, to be honest. Kind of a, you know, very, you know, like the houses are close together, but it's semi-rural because, you know, it's just in the middle of farmland. It's similar to where I live, honestly. Does anybody know how large the backyard is? It's not very big. I mean, obviously, it's difficult to estimate on Google, but take you down. That's the house. No, it's not a very big yard. Not by the looks of things, anyway. I found it on, you know, one of these sale sites like Zillow, and I think it was 0.19 acres, if I remember rightly. So not a big property by any means. It's not like the Wells property, you know, Summer Wells, where they've got 11.2 acres to search. That's, you know, rugged. It's just a suburban house. So the place where they've been searching, you can see they've took some of these fence panels out to get the digger in. So no, not a big property. So I'm hoping that if this tip is true and Michael's remains are there, that they'll find him quickly. But they hadn't found anything as of yesterday. But they could well be back on the case now. I'm just going to take a look on Twitter to see if there's any updates. Let's have a look here. Okay. So let me just share my screen again. I wish StreamYard sorted this out so you could share your screen easily. All right, so this is Twitter. This is posted on Legacy. Legacy posts some really good stuff. So the scooter picture is new detail. Law enforcement have never revealed the scooter is significant. All right, I don't know whether this is, I think this is still from yesterday. This is the neighbour talking, so we might have heard it already.
You know, almost immediately I had a knock on the door that night. You know, I wanted to, you know, check her backyard, check the garage, check, you know, to see if there's any way there was around. We've had a police in the house a couple of different times over the last year or so. They showed me a picture of a kid's little scooter thing. Looked like it was sun-drenched, if I'd seen that. And
police say they'll keep searching until the...
You know, almost immediately I had a knock on the door that night. You know, I wanted to, you know, check her backyard, check the garage, check, you know, to see if...
So that's the neighbour who I think lives at the back of the house that's being searched. And he was interviewed yesterday. So that's from yesterday. So what else is going on here? She's replying to Jennifer Coffendaffer there. Okay, so law enforcement will continue searching for Michael today at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Please keep Randy Tyler near your heart and pray for them. They need all the support and good vibes as possible. I can't imagine. It's absolutely devastating. I'm sending vibes over the pond, all the way to the other side of the world almost. I don't know, Laurie. It's a good question. The scooter. So I showed him a picture of a scooter. So the scooter's significant. Now, we've not heard about the scooter before. Or certainly I haven't. So they should be out there now. It's 9:20 their time. Let's look at latest here. There's no new news reports as of yet. But if they've only just kind of just started, there's not going to be anything. That's what we've just watched. That's my stream here. So this is an hour ago. Alexandra Duggan. Who's she? Oh, she's a reporter for KTBB. All right, we'll follow her. Let's see what she's got to say. Getting ready to go back out to Fruitland as crews resume their search for what they believe may be the remains of Michael Vaughan in a backyard near Michael's home. Abby Davis and I will be together today and update when we get there. Let's follow her as well. Oops. Okay. So, get some updates from her. It's just so beautiful, isn't it? I mean, how could anybody? It makes me angry, sad, devastated, and just... and then I have no words to... the evil that walks among us. I can't believe how anybody can hurt a child. I can't do it. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. It's Jennifer saying, from what I'm reading in court documents, it seems so a cooperation agreement may be the root of the probable cause to search. I think a lot is going to come out today. Or certainly tomorrow. I just want you to know I've cleared my calendar for tomorrow. I only had one thing to do tomorrow. And I was going on Navi's channel at 10 p.m. There was, we had a live planned. I was going to be a guest on his show. Think plans are going to change. I would assume that plans are going to change given this new development. Thank you so much, Glinda. That is so kind of you. $49.99. That is very generous. Thank you so much. Any updates? We're just going through the latest updates, Hybrid Pisces. Yeah, so I was going on Avi's channel tomorrow night, but I don't know what's happening with that now. For his weekly Monkey Monday, I was going to be a guest. So I'll keep my eyes peeled on my emails to see what the plan becomes. But I had another thing on, another, non-YouTube thing tomorrow. I've pushed that back, so I'm able to be free all day tomorrow. So if there's a development that just breaks, I'll be able to kind of be there and get the news. So, yeah, keep your eyes peeled on everything. But as of yet, they'll have just started searching. So they were starting to search back at 9 a.m. So it's now 9:25 Fruitland time. And at the moment, I don't think we've got any updates as of yet. So that's the same thing. One of the neighbours confirmed with media that when the police searched their garage, they showed him a picture of a kid's scooter. I don't remember hearing about a scooter before. I thought it was interesting when I heard it. Remember the presser in July? They were tracing, asking this person to come forward, but he did not. Not sure why. Does not have the build of those alleged suspects. He doesn't. So he doesn't. These are the people, if you've just come in, these are the people who live at, or lived at, this dude, Stacey Wanderer, has been sitting in jail, and she's just been taken in like a day back. So they're both sitting in jail. Stacey and Sarah Wanderer. Eyes are on them at the moment. Now, obviously, this is rapidly changing. There could be other people who were named. There was somebody named yesterday who isn't thought to be involved, as we know of, as of yet. So, yeah, I don't want to spend too much time looking at them, to be honest. I mean, this was a fantastic development. This was the latest the press conference that they did in August. This is a great initiative. There was a trucking company who puts children who've been abducted, puts their details on the sides of their trailers, and they literally travel around the United States with their face, their contact details on. And I think that is such a great initiative. And Michael was on those trailers. And if it proves to be that literally, you know, this ends, the search ends, and he was only 4 minutes away, it's devastating. However horrible and devastating it is, what it does mean is that this is one step closer to justice for Michael. Because while he's still out there missing and we've got no idea what happened to him, there's no justice. You know, so I guess nobody wanted this outcome. Nobody wanted it to end like this. But if the worst does happen, then it's the beginning of the process. And let's hope they nail the bastards, quite frankly. Quite frankly, let's nail them. The actual charges. Now, I don't know what the charges are for Stacey, but Sarah, I know I'm not sharing my screen, but I have shared them. If you just go back about, I don't know, 15 minutes or something. We've got Sarah Wanderer in custody as of November the 12th. And her charges are aggravated assault, unlawful possession of a weapon, evidence destruction, controlled substance possession, and battery. No, Stacey's a male. So that's Stacey. That's Stacey. That's Sarah. And yes, they were sharing pictures of Michael on their profile. I mean, but it's not, you know, that's not a red flag, is it? Because they're local, just 4 minutes away. It's not a red flag when they're sharing information. That's what we want people to do. We want people to share information. However, when people share information and they may well be responsible, that makes me feel absolutely sick. Absolutely sick. I don't want to look at them. I don't want to look at them. I've got some more donations here. We've got people just coming in. And I obviously can't go back and talk about the whole thing again, but I will do if you want me to. Who are their neighbours? Yes, they're 4 minutes away. 4 minutes away. Thank you so much, Connie. I try. I mean, it's difficult to fact check when it's a rapidly changing situation. It is difficult, but things might change, and I am caveating everything I say on this stream, as I did in my previous one, that things might change. This is the information we've got so far, but I believe we're going to get some answers, and it's just horrible. It really is horrible. Angela, $4.99. It's not popped up on StreamYard yet, but I have seen it on YouTube. Predators prey on children at every angle imaginable. We all need to help protect them and stop protecting abusers. Children deserve nothing less. Couldn't agree more, Angela. Couldn't agree more. Stacey and Sarah are in their 30s. I think I saw 35 for one of them. I can't remember which one now, but they're in the 30s. They're not an old, they're a young couple. They're only a young couple. Everybody's young, like, compared to me, but no, Sweet Dreams. There's no probable cause because they've not been arrested. Let's be very, very clear. Let's be very, very clear. They have not been arrested for anything to do with Michael as of yet. Let's be very, very clear. I don't want people to go away and say Michelle said that these couple are in jail because of Michael. No, that's not the situation as of yet. Right? The situation as of yet is the home that they were living at is being excavated. So the backyard, after a tip came in, I think Friday the tip came in. So they spent all day Saturday into the evening excavating the backyard. And then what we found out since is that the people who were living at that house are these people, Stacey and Sarah Wanderer. Stacey has been in jail since May. And then, so Stacey's the male, he's been in jail. And then Sarah has been arrested only in the last day or two. And her charges, we've not got any details about them, like the context behind them. I certainly haven't anyway, as of yet. So the charges are assault, aggravated assault, weapon possession, evidence destruction, controlled substance possession, and battery. So I don't know who she battered, who she's being charged with battering. Whether that's a charge that, you know, from past, and they've got her on something from the past, but it's not, as of yet, to do with the disappearance of Michael Vaughan, as of yet. Yes, they're a pair of wrong-uns, Laurie. I don't want to look at them. I really don't want to look at them. Where can I go? I'll just put my thing on. The reason why I'm not on camera is because I need to get a light. I like streaming in this little back room because it's nice and cozy, but there's no light in here. The thing on the ceiling doesn't work. Like, there's no switch. There's no like thing on the ceiling to put a bulb in. So I need to get a freestanding light. I have got one. I've got two, actually. I just need to bring them upstairs, but I just haven't done. So every time I think to stream, I can't be bothered, like, rearranging my house. So it's easier not to be on camera. Also, it means I don't have to brush my hair. So there you go. They do. They don't look nice, do they? They don't look friendly. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I feel I'm playing catch up, to be honest. I feel I'm playing catch up because, you know, this came out of the blue yesterday. I was asleep when all this broke. Yesterday, I was asleep. I'd slept for 8 hours. And then woke up at 4 a.m. my time to a lot of information on Twitter, a live going on, and then I couldn't make head nor tails of it. Thought I got the kind of gist, went live, and then since then, I've been trying to get as many facts as I can because I had Stacey and Sarah's names on my previous live, but I didn't want to go with it until I had time to really check it out. So what I did was I took my dogs out for an hour. I went back to bed for 2 hours and then I started work on it. And that's where we're up to. Thank you, Liplock No More, for the $5. Keep it up. Avocado doing weights. That's great. Thank you. Thank you so much. They do need to leave the family alone. They do need to leave the family alone. Everybody. I'm trying not to. I am trying not to. I just don't want to look at them, and it's easy to throw something out there based on their appearance. And no, I don't want to, but let's look at the charges, right? Let's look at the charges of Sarah. Let's look at that, right? And yeah, a charge is not a conviction, but let's just look at that and say, you know, that's some hefty charges there. What's going on? Do I know if this residence was on the way? No, it's not. It's not. And I appreciate that people are just coming in and have not been here for the whole time. And now I'm going to have to change this and reshare this and Chrome tab. All right. So this is the residence that's being searched, this one. 1102 Red Wing Street. Michael lives down here. Michael lives here on Southwest 9th Street. So Michael just wandered a few houses down. That's where Michael went, just a few houses down on this quiet, semi-rural, you know, right next to farmland. What a great place to grow up. Like, I grew up on a street like my house is probably the same distance that Michael's is from acres and acres and acres, many acres of farmland. So it's a similar neighborhood to mine. Like, houses are kind of close together. It looks very safe. It looks clean. And then you've got all of this farmland, and it gives you a false sense of security. I think it does. But Michael was headed this way. He's headed east along Southwest 9th Street. And the first place Tyler, his dad, went to check when he realised he was missing was the splash pad, which is here, Cresswell Park, because this is where Michael liked to play. And then the house that's being excavated is here. So no, Michael hasn't wandered up there on his own. He wasn't, he didn't have time to wander up there on his own. He probably had time if he wanted to, but why would he? Why would he have gone there? There's nothing for Michael there. The place Michael was headed, just by the direction he was going in and his past behaviour, is that he was going to the splash pad. He was looking for people to play with, right? He was knocking on neighbours' doors, looking for people to play with. so heading this way. But Tyler went to check the splash pad and drove around the neighbourhood. But unfortunately, Michael had already gone. So the park's here. Cresswell Park is here. See my cursor. And then the pin, the red pin, 1102 Red Wing Street, that's the house that's been excavated. So very, very close, but not in the direction that Michael was travelling in. Exactly, hybrid Pisces. These couples that abduct children baffle me. How do they find each other? I know. How do they broach the top? I don't even want to think about it. I mean, we do know quite a lot. Certainly, I know quite a lot about the Moors murderers. It's a case that I studied a long time ago. Myra Hindley and Ian Brady from the UK, back from the 1960s. Yeah, and how did they find each other? Like they were working in the same place. How do they broach the topic? Oh, I want to murder children. How does that come up in conversation? It's baffling. For us normal people, I say normal in inverted commas, but for us law-abiding people who cherish children and don't want to hurt them, you can't even work out in your head how that topic will be broached. Oh, I want to kill a child. Oh, yeah, I do as well. I mean, it's insane. But yet it happens. Thankfully, not very often, but it does happen. Fred and Rose West. Yeah, another pair. Another pair, yeah. Oh, we get them all in the UK. We've had them all. Yeah, Fred and Rose. I mean, that's horrific. At least the Moors murderers got stopped. Like they'd only killed a handful of kids. And then it was Myra's, I think it was a brother-in-law, her sister's husband, that they took him into their confidence and told him some stuff. And he witnessed some stuff. And he called the cops. Thank God he called the cops. But the Wests went on for years and years and years. We actually don't know how many murders they committed. Insane. Absolutely insane. It's sick. It really is. Instagrammer. Calm, relax, Zen TV. Member for 2 months. Yay for the membership. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. You must have been somebody who won a membership last time I gave them out. Who else have we got? Jen, thank you for joining. Welcome to the Secret Agents Club. All right, we're gonna take one more look for updates, and then I'm going to log off, take a break, and come back, if that's all right with you. Let's have a look. See what's going on in the old Twitter world. Oh, I'm not sharing her. Oh, it's annoying this. It's annoying this. All right. So the reporters are being questions. Can you let us know if there's going to be a press conference today, or would it be tomorrow since it's Sunday? Thank you. I'm so confused. Did Stacey and Sarah change their last name? Wanderer. Let's see if Alexandra has got anything to say. I don't think there are any updates yet. No updates yet from the reporters. That's from yesterday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log off, take a break. Oh, hold on a minute. Got some stuff by email here. Hold on a minute. I'm going to have to save it so that I can actually zoom in on it. Give me a second. Navi says, Last box on page 2 has a check mark, does it? Does it? See, we need all eyes. We need all eyes on this. Oh, it does. Oh, I missed that. Navi, well done. I missed that. Right, let's stop this. Share entire screen. Okay. Look at this. I missed this. Look, got a checkbox. So this is Stacey's motion for detention. So I read this document earlier on, but I just missed this vital piece of information. My word. Where am I going? Page 3, page 2. There. It's got a check. So the defendant is charged with felony that is not a crime of violence, but that involves a minor victim, possession or use of a firearm, a destructive device, or any other dangerous weapon, or the failure to register under 18 RSO. So it could be any one of these things that he's been charged with. So, could involve a minor victim, possession or use of a firearm or destructive device, any dangerous weapon, or failure to register as required by the Sex Offenders Act. So he's been sitting in jail. Thank you, Navi, because I didn't see that. All right, what else have we got here? Hold on a minute. Stop that. Just see what else is here. Hold on. I'm going to have to read this offline because the text is tiny. Okay. So I've got somebody very kindly has sent me all the different docket entries for across the time that Stacey Wanderer has been sat in jail. And none of us knew that this was going on. So he's had a plea hearing. I'm going to have to read this all in my own time. But thank you so much to the person who sent that in. So there's a big paper trail that has been going on that nobody has been aware of. So this is another one that is a complete shock. It's like the Delphi murders. It's a complete shock. No one had heard of Richard Allen. So, exactly. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. All right, guys. There's no new updates. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log off now. I'm going to come back later. If there's any significant updates, then I'll be back straight away. If a press conference is called, I don't think there will be on a Sunday. And it is only, it's not even 10 o'clock yet there in Fruitland. So they've only just started like the search within the last hour. So I'll come back later. I'll come back as soon as there's any news, or if there's no news whatsoever, then I'll just come back and review what's been said throughout the day. So hopefully that's all right by everybody. So thank you so much. I'll hopefully see you later at some point. And thank you for the super chat, super stickers. Welcome to all the new members. Thank you to those who offered to moderate and who are now fully fledged mods. And I'll speak to you very soon in the next few hours. Bye, guys.